Good afternoon. How is everyone doing on this fabulous Fitness Friday? I am very excited to be live here today with each and every one of you guys at my usual streaming setup once again. So now I don't have to have this makeshift stream in which the Wi-Fi is cutting out constantly because for some reason, my parents have a worse Wi-Fi than hotels do. But that is not the topic of today's video. Today, we are going to get into what I believe decentralized science is needing in order to actually succeed this bull run. We have seen a litany of beautiful things line up for decentralized science. Honestly, you know how I've been talking about how I think decentralized science is going to hit a $200 billion market cap as a total sector within crypto. That would represent 2% of where I think crypto will be in the next 12 months. That is a 200x on the total market cap. Everything is lining up. That is my bull case where the stars line up. All of the stars have lined up except for this one piece, and we're going to get into that here today. So hopefully you guys are ready. Hopefully your bags are packed, because this dip we're seeing in Bitcoin and the broader crypto market is nothing to be afraid of. This is extremely expected. If you've been paying attention to the channel, at least, if you guys have been here, which I know you have been, then you are not worried. You are not fumbling your bags right here in literally the final inning. What's going on, MK? How's it going, Steven? What's good, MJ? Welcome in, Sarah. How's it going, Martijan? Jambo's here, Remy's here, Zaz is here. Happy to have everyone in here. This is going to be a good live stream, so as you guys come in, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on the live stream. Please, X out of the chat, hit the like button. I want to say at least 50% ratio, which we're close, What's going on, Torador? How do you spell that? Torador 2, Nil is even here, Chris is here, Camille's here. Let's go, guys, let's go. So, first up, before I tell you guys what it is I believe that decentralized science needs in order to fully succeed, I want to kind of go through Bitcoin and the current state of the crypto market, because we are at a huge pivot point, and I know from personal experience, everyone's portfolio is not going exactly how they were expecting it to go leading into the final couple weeks of 2025. However, it should not be different from what has happened in the past. Honestly, we've gone over it a bunch of times. The number one thing I want to showcase to you guys is how well we have been tracking this little fractal of Bitcoin's price action, right? So if you guys have been with us since the end of 2022, when I was screaming to buy as much as you possibly could because it looked like we were at the bottom, I was a little bit early. I started preaching the bottom back here, and it didn't end up being the bottom. But I mean, honestly, if you bought anything sub 20,000, it didn't really matter. But then what we saw was the first kind of leg up to this market, right? That's very clear. The first leg up and then some sideways action. And then what we saw was the second leg up, which kind of got even more extended because of that ETF and everything that happened. But if you take this current leg and compare it to the last leg that we just had, you'll see a very similar thing playing out, right? In which we kind of were tracking it exactly. Now, it didn't get that same spike upwards that we got last time. We got to pull back a little bit ahead of schedule according to the last run that we had. But if you pay close attention, what you'll see is that Bitcoin, after it had that crazy run up due to the ETF, it had a pullback all the way down to the 100-day moving average, where it bounced pretty strongly and then made another high all the way into March of 2024, and then it bled for the entire summer, right? And you guys remember that. It was 9 months of hell. But what I want to point out here is that we had a rally here due to Trump getting elected and due to a lot of favorable crypto policies and Gary Gensler potentially resigning. What it looks like is happening right now is some profit taking, where I'm kind of expecting us to come back down and touch that 100-day moving average one more time, right? Touch it again in the next week or two before we see that next leg up into Trump's inauguration, in my opinion. We'll see if that plays out exactly, but it would not be shocking for me to see the exact same thing play out, because it happened back here too. If you look, it's the same time frame. Bitcoin bottomed out sometime in December and then rallied into March and April. right? That's when we had that really strong movement. And if you actually look, we had a crazy rally upwards. And then what did it do? It came down and tagged that 100-day moving average and then got another leg higher. The same thing happened in the second leg up for this cycle. We had a crazy rally. We came down, tagged the 100-day moving average. Maybe it'd be easier if I kind of like make the other ones not visible so you guys can see it better. Spike up, touch 100-day moving average, second spike up. Spike up, touch 100-day moving average, second spike up. Spike up, touch the 100-day moving average, second spike up. That's what I'm expecting. And I expect us to get somewhere around $120,000 per Bitcoin in this next leg up that we experience. But first, it looks like we might have to come down and meet the 100-day moving average. So just be prepared. And this thing's going to continue to rally upwards. So if it takes a good chunk of time here in order for us to actually touch it, it might look something like this, right? In which we get that leg down, a bounce, and then another leg down towards the middle of January. We'll see. And then a rally after Trump or around Trump's inauguration. Obviously, we're all speculating, but that is what I think is going on. And if you come look at Bitcoin dominance to see what our altcoin bags are going to do, because ultimately you need to be watching Bitcoin. If you expect any kind of gains in the market, you need to play it off of what Bitcoin is doing. And if you come look, we've been in an uptrend as it pertains to the 100-day moving average since November of 2022. So this entire bull market, we've been in an uptrend riding on top of the 100-day moving average. This period, this time last year, we tried to break below, but ultimately we broke above, held it as support, and continued higher. It is doing the same thing right now, where we broke below violently. We came up and we're currently getting rejected by the 100-day moving average. We will see if we can actually get rejected. And if we do, that is pure altcoin mania. That is pure altcoin mania. If Bitcoin dominance starts trending down, even if Bitcoin is going down, it is going to show, that means that support and growth in our altcoin bags are going to be going crazy. Hopefully, let's knock on wood here, that we actually do get to see Bitcoin dominance going down as Bitcoin itself is kind of chilling out for a minute, because that is the perfect storm for our altcoin positions to go crazy, which is needed for decentralized science, without a doubt. But that is not the thing that I think DeSci needs. I think decentralized science needs more people talking about it. Now, I understand like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't just mean us being like that. Yeah, that made total sense for you guys. I don't just mean like a bunch of the DeSci projects spawning and being like, oh my God, come look at everything we're doing. We're going up, we're going down in price. I mean people explaining what the hell each one of these things is doing. I mean, what each and every one of us has seen over the last 2 months is a doubling in the number of decentralized science projects that are out there. And this is just the beginning. We saw DNA launch, we saw Poseidon DAO launch, we saw Moon DAO launch, we saw, what else is out there? We saw BioProtocol coming into the limelight, obviously with the pre-market stuff showing that it's already up like a 20x from when we got in. We got in at that pre-sale at an $80 million market cap, and it looks like it might be going live at a $1 billion market cap at like a 3 billion FTV. It's kind of ridiculous. But that's what the pre-markets are showing. We saw Brainworms come in. I don't even know what that is. Cynet making some waves. Metformin came in. We saw Riff and Euro and all of these crazy new DeSci projects coming in. But all we're not really seeing the market cap go up any higher. The total market cap. So what we're seeing is like a bleeding and a distribution of the current existing money into these other new projects. What we need is people explaining to everyone what these projects are actually doing. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to me for a little bit of time, you know that is what I try to do here on this channel. I go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shameless shill there. To talk about decentralized science and explain what is actually going on with all of these projects. I am getting very overwhelmed, which is why I created the Bill Nye, the DeSci guy agent, the AI agent, in order to be that person that I can't be. I physically can't keep track of everything that's going on. Bill here has no problem with that. Our DeSci guy here has literally zero problem with keeping track of everything that's going on. Now, he's still got his training wheels on. I know he posted this and the photo is good, but it's a little funky. And I want him getting more in detail. He's currently being trained on every DeSci project that's on CoinGecko. And we're going to have to go through and self-train him on everything else. But he is working on it so that he can actually become a better agent, so that he can be that thing that we need in order to make sure that it's not just the same dollar circulating from all the different projects, right? We need people coming into the space and acknowledging it. And while people are coming in, it's evidenced by the total market cap that they're not actually contributing any of their investments into DeSci. They're not allocating their portfolio into DeSci. They're just looking at it. And I think that is because it is too complicated to explain to everyone. You go look at BioProtocol, which is super easy for us to understand because we've been paying close attention to it. You come look at BioProtocol and try and explain to someone how the Vita RNA works and why it is valued at the price that it's valued at. Come try and explain this new age of NFTs, these NFTs that represent intellectual property, which is the ownership behind a drug compound that is quite literally, like Vita Fast specifically, is, if everything works out correctly, which it has been working out beautifully so far for it, if everything works out correctly for Vita Fast, we're looking at a $100 billion biotech company, and it's trading at $24 million right now. If everything continues to go in the direction it is for these molecules, they're looking at hundreds of billions of dollars per molecule. We're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars if you want to keep it a little more tame for everyone. You're looking at, like, it's ridiculous, but nobody knows what the hell this is. How do you explain that they found a molecule which simulates the effects of that fasting has on destroying cancerous cells and precancerous cells before we actually develop the cancer? So it actually is going to help prevent cancer in humans. How do you explain that to everyone when everyone's just like looking at big farm AI? You know what I mean? We need an educator, a mass educator in the space. Like, what do you think is going to happen to Vita DAO when Vita Fast is worth $1 billion and they own a big chunk of it in their treasury, and their treasury all of a sudden is worth $20 billion? What do you think happens to Vita DAO at that point? Something that's sitting at $151 million market cap. People are catching on, obviously. Otherwise, it wouldn't be trading all the way up here. People are catching on, but it's not new money. It's the same dollar just rotating from other things into these projects. That's my rant here, and that's why I created Bill, is to help with that onboarding process and to help actually direct people and educate them on what's going on. And honestly, we just need more and more of these people. So many of the people I've been talking to in decentralized science, a lot of the builders, they are not focused on what needs to happen. They're all focused on building out these cool experiments and these cool molecules and these cool drug therapies. And that is amazing. That is really, really useful. But eventually they're going to run out of funding if it's just the same dollar being rotated between a bunch of 20,000 people. It's just the same dollar rotating between different labs. They're going to run out of money, and they're not going to be able to expand to the capacity that we need to expand at to make it so that we get 50, 100, 200 molecules like VitaFast and you know what I mean? These longevity molecules, like HairDAO's molecule with shampoo, and like ValleyDAO's molecule with hempy, and like AthenaDAO's molecule that they just posted, the FAC molecule. Like, all of these things are really, really compelling arguments for crypto blockchain as a whole. We just need someone to come in and explain it to them. Hopefully that rant makes sense to you guys. I might need to go clip that and post it separately so that people can actually pay attention to it and understand what is going on here, because there's even more than just that. That's just barely scraping the surface of what decentralized science can be. What about Noble Blocks with their decentralized artificial intelligence to explain the peer-reviewed research to everyone? They literally created an AI to take the peer-reviewed research and to take the research articles that nobody can really read through at mass and explain it to you, dilute it down, and make it so that it's digestible for people. And they're doing the same thing that Research Hub is doing, in that you can go on and get paid to be a researcher and contribute. Even you and me, we can go on these platforms and get paid to contribute our ideas. Ask good questions and people will tip you. It's crazy. Good morning, Thuna. Good morning, C90. How were the holidays? The holidays were fantastic. I got to go up and visit my family, which was really enjoyable. A little bit burdensome because every time I go up, I have to do stuff. Like, I can't just chill. I have to go clean up the house a little bit, or like go drive all over the place and say hello to a million people that ultimately I only say hello to once a year. And so it's like, what's the value proposition here? But that's all right, right? That's just social norms that has to happen, right? I know each and every one of you guys did this. Oh my God. Okay. Tell Bill to clip all that alpha. Steven, that's what we're working on for Bill. Bill will be able to go into, this is a little bit of alpha for you guys, but every single YouTube video that gets posted on decentralized science, every single podcast that gets posted out there about decentralized science. Like, you know how Noble has a podcast, Bounded by Science or something, Bonded by Science, and then Data Lake also has a podcast. Bill's going to be able to go listen to those podcasts, find any nuggets of information that is needed that only got mentioned in that podcast, and tell you. Bill's going to be joining X Spaces hopefully pretty soon to be able to go into the space, listen to it, transcribe it, and then if, like, for example, Pump.Science, they announced that they were going to be doing the 20 extra molecules, right? But they never posted about that. They never posted about RIFMUS at the time, but they told you in an X space. And so unless you were listening to that X space, you didn't know that there was going to be 20 more RIF and Euro molecules coming out in January, right? Bill would be able to go in, see that, and tell everyone and explain it to everyone. He's going to be very, very powerful. Is up in New England, don't dox, just curious. Yes, it is. I'll dox. I'm doxing myself right now. The Boston area. It's a good question, Stephen. It's actually a very good question. How will Bill differentiate from someone talking facts or making assumptions or just false info on a project? That is a really good question, Stephen. We're going to have to take into account with him. He's going to need to have some sort of like peer review on the information he posts in and of himself, right? A little bit of the training mechanism. That's a really good question, actually. I'm gonna store that in my brain. That way I can go square it away with Amanda once we're off the live stream here. Yes. What was I gonna say? There was something very important. I was just about to go. Oh, okay. All right, everyone. Hopefully everyone had happy holidays. Remember the live stream before Christmas? On Christmas Eve, we did a live stream, and I said to each one of you guys that were there that we all had a very specific and important task to do at the holiday parties. YouTube is telling me that I need to insert a manual ad right now, and that it would uplift my revenue by 20% if I did that. I'm not going to do that though, because I hate midstream ads. But what did I say to you guys? I said, we all need to go to our Christmas party and see the social sentiment behind crypto, right? I wanted everyone to go and see if anyone asked you how your crypto's doing, if Bitcoin got brought up, or if you could bring up crypto in a non-conspicuous manner, and see how excited everyone was. Because in 2022 and 2023, nobody really cared what was going on in crypto. I know, speaking from my own personal experience here, that when I showed up at the Christmas party, I briefly started talking about crypto with one of my cousins who is like a big into investing. And so he owns a good chunk of Bitcoin. Like he owns he's more than one whole coiner, right? What's good, Martin? Massive discussion surrounding crypto at the dinner table. Yeah, so I started talking to him about Bitcoin and about what was going on, and he was telling me all his thoughts. He's a Bitcoin maxi, so I was trying to explain DeSci to him, and then all of a sudden I look up, and there's another cousin to the left of me who owns some Dogecoin, who started showing me his portfolio of Dogecoin. And then another cousin showed up who I have not seen in years, and he came over and he starts chiming in and asking questions about crypto. And then all of a sudden, my 90-year-old aunt who used to work in banking comes over and starts asking me questions about Bitcoin and trying to have us explain the value proposition. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, there's a circle of like 6 or 7 people surrounding me, all asking questions about crypto and DeSci and how many coins are there and what can you do in crypto and is it valuable and like why are people and I was like, oh my god, it's time to start. The exit liquidity is here. I was like, oh my god, sentiment has to be very high right now. This is crazy. So I need to know, What was everyone else's experience in the holidays? This is what we're here for, right? We're DeSci Shillers, we're those investors, but we are a hive mind. We are a cult of people who are all trained to do the same thing so that we can all come collectively advance ourselves. It's like we are a little mini quantum computer in essence, because individually we could go do the same thing and work on our own paths and have our own investment theses and have our own research abilities, but two eyes can only do so many things. How many people are in here? There's 23 people watching right now. 46 eyes can do a lot more damage, get a lot more information than just two eyes. So I need all of you guys to report right now. Spit it in the chat. Let's go. I need to know, what is the sentiment around the dinner table with crypto? What if Bill joins a space and starts speaking? That would be pretty cool, Zach. No midstream ad. Bullish. Let's go, Yuki. Let's go. Good morning, DeSci. Welcome. Martin over on X says mass adoption is occurring. Reminds me of 2008 when everyone started talking about crude futures when they were first breaking $100. Now everyone is asking how to set up a wallet or transact. I know. I mean, I was not investing in 2008, although I should have been. Well, maybe not 2008, but in 2010 should have been. But unfortunately, I was still in middle school. But it does very much remind me of 2021. It does, pretty aggressively actually, in which 2021 would go to the Christmas dinner table and everyone is asking about it. It is a little bit less than 2021 Christmas, right? At that point, it was like everyone wanted to buy some stuff, but it is starting to feel very similar to last bull run around the top. I mean, we are entering into the final year of the bull run, and it's starting to feel like it for sure. Shilled my father-in-law DeSci and brought up XRP, and he brought up XRP, so that's that. There we go. All right, so we have a little bit more time. If they're still focused on XRP, we have more time left. Steven, swing and a miss. Zero mention of crypto at my house. Okay, this is bullish, Zach. Now, they know this is what I do for a living, right? And so they know that, and so they're more keen to ask me some questions if they have any curiosity. But Spec Truth says, good day. Bio is going to be listed on KuCoin soon. Bullish, very bullish, and Binance. That's why the futures for it are absolutely bonkers. I think BitGet listed some futures for it. Oh, we got Aaron here talking about it. I'm trying to see, because I saw Bio Protocol futures trading upwards of 90 cents the other day. But I forget what website has. It's BitGet, but I think I'm blocked out of it, and I don't want to turn a VPN on in the middle of the live stream. I don't know what they're trading at today, but they were trading at 90-something cents. And to put that into perspective, if you got in with me in the pre-sale, the phase one of the pre-sale, when we first, we've been talking about the Bio token for over a year. Before they even announced it, I pieced it together that they were going to launch a Bio token because I'm talking to insiders and I see them leaving little breadcrumbs. And I looked at a job application for Bio Protocol, and in that job application, they asked if you would be willing to accept tokens as payment. And that for me sealed the deal. I knew right then and there that they were going to be launching a token. Because why would you put that in your job offering if you weren't going to be doing that? But we got in and it was around like 2 cents or 3 cents. It's almost up to $1 already. So count another W. We're going to start 2025 with another 10x. Oh my God, this is going to be the craziest year ever. I don't even know. I think we hit probably like 7 or 8 10x's in 2024. So like we're starting off strong for 2025. Exit liquidity is here. Haha. I don't try with family anymore. I did once before. My uncle finally bought 10 Bitcoin after I brought it up. It was less than 1% of his money, and now he dwarfs me. Oh my God, C90. My guy bought 10 Bitcoin. Now at the time it could have been like, that's still a lot of money. Unless you were telling him back in like 2015. KuCoin pre-market is above $1.15. It spiked at $2.20 yesterday. Holy shit. Now, there's just no liquidity for it on those, right? Obviously, that makes sense. It's not going to go live and stay at that same price, right? We all understand that. But whatever it runs up to is a good indication of the valuation for people willing to buy in at those crazy valuations. $2.20 is nuts. That is that's like getting damn near 1,000x. No, 100x, sorry. All right, I got a little excited there. Got a little excited there. From 2 cents to 20 cents is a 10x. From 20 cents to $2 is a 100x. I'm excited for bio. What is the next 10x? Well, I mean, I am the person, conflict of interest with me saying it, but Bill trading at 10 cents is criminally undervalued. Once I can make all the full scale announcements hopefully in Q1 of 2025, once we can actually tell everyone what is going on with him, I think that he is not going to be staying at under $1 million circulating market cap for that long. Plus, look at this. We have 548 holders with 54% of the supply locked in the membership portal. 11.3 of the 21 million tokens have been voluntarily locked up. That is crazy. That is crazy. Jeepbot the next 100x. I think Jeepbot's going to do really well for sure. We got Fudweiser here saying noobs. When out in public, I hear random people talking crypto, more blue chip coins, but I expect the narrative to be discussion further and further in mainstream media for sure. It's the trickle down effect. Everyone starts with the coins that are in the peak, right? Everyone comes in here and they're like, look at Bitcoin. What's the second biggest? Oh, Ethereum. That's awesome. Oh, Tether is only $1. Let me buy a bunch of Tether and hopefully it goes up to be Bitcoin's price one day. That is actually the thought process behind people when they first enter. They're like, oh, why would I buy BNB at $686 when I can buy XRP at $2? And I heard someone say XRP was going to take over the global financial system. And the global financial, that means it's going to be worth millions of dollars. That is literally the thought process behind people. They go down this list and they start looking. And then after they buy Tron and Cardano, and they're like, why is Lido staked Ethereum going up so much more than Cardano and Tron? Maybe I need to go look at what I'm actually buying. You know what I mean? Pledging to take some bio profits to Bill. Bullish, Steven. If it launches at $1 plus, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. Now I just need Dynex to start its run. I know. Excited about Bill slowly loading my bags on every dip. Let's go. I am also loading my bags on every dip. Oh my God. This thing is just it's just such an easy cook. I have not been more bullish on something before. Look at that. Somebody already made $31,000 on Bill. That is crazy. That is so bullish. They bought $2,000 and already have sold $33,000. I wonder if, damn, so they went heavy. That is crazy. They must have got in on the bonding curve, but that's bullish as hell. I want people to make money off of it. I genuinely want people to make money off of this thing. And look at that. We have a lot of people making thousands of dollars on it. Bullish. Let's go. Now, selling at this point, I think is a little bit stupid, but sell me your coins. Are you reading from your Discord server? No, I don't even have Discord open right now. I do check it all the time. So if you need to get me, if you guys if anyone here has DM'd me and I have not responded, don't feel like you're being a nuisance if you message me again. I want you to message me again so that it comes back up to the top of the messages, right? Or come into the Discord server or the DeSci Schiller's Telegram and tag me there, because I am more keen on seeing it there than I am in the DMs. I literally got a new phone because I had 2,000 messages on my old phone, and I just said, I can't deal with all these. I'm going to get a new one and then just not share anyone my number. And it's been pretty good so far, honestly. But is ETH ever going to go up? I think so. I certainly think so. ETH is definitely not going to stay at $3,300. It's just a matter of whenever this cracks upwards is when we see some crazy gains in a lot of the altcoins. But ETH Bitcoin is a good indicator of the health of the altcoin market. And I know it's been going down like crazy, but if you watch Ben Cohen, which I watch Ben Cohen pretty frequently, this is something that happens every single cycle. Every cycle we see the same thing. And historically, almost every single January, Ethereum is bullish compared to Bitcoin. If you go look at historically the moves, they all seem, look at this, 2016, crazy run in January. 2017, crazy run in January. 2018, crazy run leading into January, end of December. 2019, You go look, another little spike in January, right? 2020. We started the uptrend in January. Every single time, Ethereum does better in January. It just is what it is. But the same little, I'm on the weekly time frame right now. The same little thing happens every cycle with Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. And this is straight from Ben Cohen, so don't think I'm the one who spotted this. This was Ben. But if we come in here and place some specific lines in the charts, and I'm putting them here for a reason, and I'll explain it in a moment, we see kind of the same pattern play out every time. So in the first cycle that Ethereum existed, we saw a spike, a pull down midway in the cycle to a low, and then a second spike with a lower high, right? And that was the end of the Ethereum bull run. Then it came down, tested this support that it built out from the midterm drop, crash, and then inevitably break below it before coming up and putting in a new high there, or coming in and putting in a high. And then we saw the same thing where it spiked up, had a big initial crash and the second lower high, and then it just died out for a year or two before coming down to the line, trying to hold it as support, and then not being able to hold it as support, crashing below, and then starting the next run up. We saw the same thing, and I know it's a little bit more drawn out this time, so I feel like I should go to the monthly for it in order for you to see it from this last cycle. But we saw the same thing. We saw a high, and then a crash, and then a lower high, and then a bleed down to where it tried to hold it as support, but inevitably did not, crashed below the line, the support that it created from the mid-cycle crash, right? And now what we're hoping for, what we're waiting patiently to see, is for Ethereum to start climbing back up rapidly. We want to see some rapid ascension of Ethereum compared to Bitcoin here over the next, honestly, over the next 3 to 6 months. If we come look at it from the other cycles, we saw 1 to 3 months of bullish action for Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. This one we saw, or the 2017 cycle, we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of bullish action. We come look at the last cycle, the 2021 cycle, we saw several months of bullish action, but inevitably I just want to use this period here. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months-ish, depending on how you measure it. I'm hoping for the same thing, where we get 5 or 6 months of crazy bullish action, putting us into early Q2, right? Doing a little bit of a nuanced analysis here. But Ethereum is very bullish still, in my opinion. I know it's been crazy bearish, but I do think that tides are changing right here. Another project that you guys brought up a moment ago, Dynex. Dynex's chart does not look glorious, that is for sure. But ultimately, the technology is glorious. The tech behind this is stunning. And the narrative behind this is gaining momentum aggressively. Now, I know a lot of people are angry with Dynex, but we, as a community, have not really had to suffer through a lot of the downturn. We started accumulating in this period. So honestly, all of us are down right now on the position, unless you just bought here in the last hour. But this is one of the coins I have the craziest level of conviction with. You already shared your thoughts about Psy. No, I have not. I have not talked about Psy yet on this live stream. We can go talk about Psy in a moment, for sure. Smart Money. I love the name. Chris here says Bitcoin dominance has always fallen off a cliff 2 weeks after the inauguration, the last 2 cycles. Bullish. Yeti just asked me to do some. Check your DM. It's pretty cool. Let's go, MJ. You can be translating for the wallet. That's bullish. I am super excited that Yeti came into the Discord and asked for people to help translate for the wallet. That's going to be crazy. They just launched their new wallet. You come look at Dynex. You go look at what it is that they're doing. I mean, look at Dynex is addressing the challenges of decarbonization, stands as one of humanity's most vital and daring pursuits for the decades to come. Greenhouse emissions. I don't even understand what's going on there, but it sounds bullish. You go look at Dynex This will be good. Dynex 2024 compared to Dynex 2025 from Micro. Micro is heavily in tune with Dynex's everything. He is just a really good source. So 2024, they announce the Apollo chip. 2025, they will be launching a 1,000 qubit QPU, quantum processing unit. That is 1,000% better than what Willow from Google just launched. Though in 2025, they'll be launching a competitor to it. You saw how much traction Willow just got for quantum because of that. 2024, no VC round. Small VCs bought some of the tokens. 2025, $50 million VC equity round in Q1, which means Dynex, which was a fair launch, is about to get $50 million of cash on their balance sheet to go. What are they going to do? They're going to be doing $10 million in buybacks. It's literally a $20 million market cap right now, which means they'd be buying back roughly half the supply if it didn't move the price, but it will likely be moving the price. You can't just imagine if I came into Bill Nye right now. Let's see. Imagine for a second, okay, that over the span of 2025, I were to come in and buy half of the supply of Bill Nye, right? You go look at it. I couldn't because 54% of the supply is locked up. But let's just say theoretically I could buy half the supply. I'd come in and buy 10 million tokens. What do you think that would happen? They're 10 cents each right now. I'd have to put in $1 million into Bill Nye. What do you think would happen if over the course of 2025, I purchased $1 million worth of Bill Nye? You think the price would stay right here, or do you think it'd start skyrocketing? And then in 2024, they started the quantum node test phases. In 2025, they're doing quantum nodes are going to be going live. That's nuts. 70% of the supply was in circulation for 2024. 90% is in circulation for 2025. 1,000. They entered 2024 doing a 1,000 compute jobs per month. Let's go look live to see what they're doing right now because it's actually kind of nuts. They are at 69,000 subscription jobs for the month of December right now. Look at this. They went on a stent for hours. Look at this. This was hours of jobs going upwards into 200 jobs per hour. That is egregious. That is so crazy. Look at that growth. December 2023, they did 1,200 jobs. December 2024, they are going to do 70,000 jobs. That's nuts. Does it matter if you only have wrapped Dynex? No. In fact, wrapped Dynex right now has more utility than regular Dynex because they have the Dynex holder incentive program in which you can actually go stake your wrapped Dynex and earn more Dynex on top of what you have, right? You help with the network security by staking your wrapped Dynex. And you get Dynex because every single one of the jobs that they're doing, all 70,000 of these jobs, takes a small piece of Dynex from the person who's doing the job and distributes it to the people who have staked their Dynex. And right now you can only stake Dynex with the wrapped version. So I have I think a quarter of my bag staked. Yes, native Dynex will be staking soon for sure. Let's keep going. 70% of the revenue was going to miners. They're unveiling the Dynance holder incentive program with a new economic model in effect to make it so that the jobs that they do aren't just not contributing to the token price because everyone's been complaining about the token price. So they came in and just reworked the entire token model, the economy behind it, to make it so that the more active the job network is for Dynex, the higher the price of Dynex should go. They tied the price of Dynex to the number of jobs that they can do. So if this continues to explode, the price of Dynex will start to explode. But you get in arguments with people online about how Dynex is just a scam and it's insiders dumping. And it's like, brother, you clearly are not paying any attention. Very few marketing efforts. 2025 marketing and community campaigns. I can confirm this will be initiating in 2025. Yeti's not here, right? So I can say that without having to worry about it. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. And only Gate and Beconomy listing, and in 2025 they've paid an egregious amount of money to get on some tier 1 exchanges so that people can actually start purchasing the token. If only we had 70% likes. WTF, people. I know. Wait, what the hell? What the hell? We got 30 concurrent viewers but only 14 likes. What's going on here? What's going on here? Come on, man. Hit the like button on the live stream. You guys don't appreciate this information? You guys don't appreciate this level of information? It's all right. It is okay. I will accept it. No, I won't. No, I won't. We'll be ending the live stream in the next 2 minutes if we don't get up to 20 likes. I'll end the live stream in the next 2 minutes unless we get to 20 likes. And that's just, I don't make the rules. I just have to enforce them. Let's talk about Psy really quickly, just in case you guys don't get us up to the like threshold and I have to end it. That way we can hit the target for you there, Smart Money. Thank you for staying here. Smart, hopefully you're still in the chat here. Hopefully you're still in the chat. Poseidon DAO, looking beautiful. The chart is looking amazing. They're doing personalized healthcare medicine with a focus here on cancer research, Alzheimer's research, and I think it was diabetes. But my brain here has been focused on vacation mode for a little bit. So I'm not 100% certain on the third one. But they're, all right, bullish. So they're going to be expanding outside of just those three in the near, like in 2025. They'll be expanding outside of just those three. But for the time being, that's where their focus is. And it's personalized research based off of people's genetic code, genetic DNA. That way, it's not just like, for example, going in and getting chemotherapy and radiation and destroying every cell in your body in hopes that it kills off cancer cells. You're going to actually be able to take blood work done, and they'll be able to create treatments based off of your specific genetic code and specifically for the different cancers that you have. So this is going to open the door to a market over the coming decade, right? This is a lot of stuff in DeSci, which is one of the problems for why people don't really want to pay attention to it, is going to take 10 plus years for it to pan out at scale, right? But if you go look at companies that are successful with this type of stuff, you go and find companies like Nvidia, which was trading at pennies, or Tesla, which was trading at pennies back 10 years ago. And now they're some of the most valuable companies in the world because there was a very, very profitable use case behind it. And it just took some time for the market to catch up, right? Now, this is crypto, and so everything with a good narrative skyrockets in 2025. And so a lot of things like this at a $13 million market cap with a good narrative in a good sector within crypto, with a good marketing team and good people behind it conducting the research and coordinating the partnerships, it's gonna be a cook. It's not gonna stay at 13 million for too long. Yeti heard us talking about it. Oh my god, MJ. Mods, MJ's asking for me to analyze DNA shart. DNA did not shart. What the hell's wrong with you, man? Alright, we are at 23 likes now and 36 concurrent viewers. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about decentralized science, to keep you guys in tune with one of crypto's, with crypto's most undervalued sector. The market does not remain undervalued like this forever. The market will eventually recognize what decentralized science is doing, and this will correct violently, and it's going to happen in a short period of time. So unless you're positioned appropriately, you're gonna end up chasing the peak. Okay, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and multiple MS, which is something sclerosis. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say multiple sclerosis, but I know it's not that. Howdy, Yeti. Howdy. I was going to leak some information about Dynex, but since you're here, we'll hold on to it. Unless you want to leak any information about Dynex. He did not mention anything about artificial intelligence, quantum enhanced artificial intelligence. Some Quelms coming out in 2025 would be very bullish, but that's okay. Views on Erectus DAO. Let's do DNA and then Erectus DAO. No, C90. Don't compare me to Ben Armstrong, please. Did he do that for real? He would do that kind of stuff? It's more of an empty threat just to get you guys to hit the like button, but that's okay. You saw what happened. We gained 30% viewership on the stream when you guys liked the live stream. So if you want the party coming in, let's analyze DNA. DNA had a very, very similar launch to Poseidon. Mudo, which also does personalized health medicine. Very similar looking launch to Poseidon. Now, I know it doesn't look like it because they haven't updated it, but this is also a very similar market cap to Poseidon. They're both looking very, very similar here. It's an FDV of 464 million, but I believe only like 5% of the tokens are in circulation for this thing. So it's really closer to like 20 million. So very similar market cap to Poseidon, very similar structure to Poseidon. I do think this is a cook. I think this does pretty well. We'll see if they update it ever. The chart looks bullish. I mean, what do I say? I want to go back to Psy for a minute and look at it again because it looks like it's starting to speed up again. If you come look at the 4 hour for it, you can see a pretty interesting structure here where it did a little scoop and then another leg scoop and then another leg scoop. It looks like it's a little bit longer, but it looks like you get this type of activity, right? So I'm hoping to see in the next week, in the next 2 weeks maybe, but before Trump's inauguration, so in under a month, I am thinking that we're going to see another big leg up. Honestly, it might happen this week. In which hopefully we get close to $10. I think we'll probably stall out somewhere around $7, $8, or $9, right? But $10 has been my price target on it since before it launched. I expected us to quickly get to $10, and it looks like we are quickly getting to $10. It's only been it's only been 17 days since it launched. And so I am expecting us to quickly get to $10 on it. Yeah, probably first week of January. We'll see. We will see. Most of the pre-salers are out of Psy as well. I know, because they didn't have any vesting. There was no vesting for Poseidon DAO, which is kind of crazy that it skyrocketed knowing that there was no vesting for stuff. Dynex claims it will release 1,000 qubit chip by 2025, while Google's Willow chip has only reached 105 qubits. Correct. We actually have Mr. Yeti himself in the chat right now, Hazik. So we can ask Yeti some questions. It is a bold claim for sure, but what they're doing is simulated quantum computing. So you can kind of think of it like a stepping stone, if you will. Now, it is the most practical application for what we are doing in quantum computing because we don't need to go distribute quantum computers to everyone's house in order to strengthen the network and actually start to use quantum computing, right? To actually start using it. Everyone has a computer. Everyone's going to be able to actually just start running some quantum nodes. And then they're doing the chip on top of it, which is going to accelerate the adoption and actually get it in everyone's hands to have quantum specific applications, right? So every company, there is not a single company in the world that will not benefit and thus adopt quantum computing. There is not a single company in the world that will not do better with a quantum computer analyzing the data that they're generating. Whatever application they want to do with that data, it's up to them. But like I said in Christmas Eve's live stream, 90% of the data, let's get the actual stat. "90% of the world's data has been generated in the last 2 years. 90% of every piece of data that humanity has ever created has been created in the last 2 years. And this is the same always, which means 10 years from now, 90% of the data that has been generated will have been generated over the last 2 years. We don't currently have the compute power to analyze all of it. We need quantum computers to analyze all of it to actually enhance everything we're doing. Dynex is the front runner by 10 to the 83rd. It's disgusting. How does Dynex plan to achieve what a multi-trillion-dollar company hasn't? Could you provide clarification or insight into these claims? For sure. So I am not an engineer. I'm not a technician. So you are going to get layman's terms explanation for what's going on, okay? Layman's terms explanation for what Dynex is doing with this and how they're able to actually beat out every other competitor in the market by a gross amount is because they are doing neuromorphic quantum computing. So you can think about it as simulated quantum computing. There are more than one way to create a quantum computer. Qubits, quantum bits, there is more than one way right now to have them. Yeti was saying there's 3 or 4 different ways that he knows of that people are using qubits to make quantum computers, right? And so the way that everyone is super hyper fixated on is freezing electrons in very specific superconductive metals, right? And so you need to chill it to almost absolute zero, about the quarter of the temperature that outer space is, in order to get it to move slow enough that you can actually watch it. That is very hard to do. And so far, we've had, I think the record be like 1200 qubits, meaning 1200 electrons chilled to the point that we can actually observe them. But when you start adding more and more, the system gets so complex that they just start disappearing and just going random places, right? And so what Dynex is doing is taking a regular computer, and hold that in your head for a second. They're taking regular computers and they are creating a simulated environment in which they can actually keep an eye on all the electrons. So they're controlling for the variables that in real life is very difficult to control for due to the laws of physics. And they're actually able to control those variables in a simulated environment. And they're running quantum computers in a simulated world on a regular computer. Now, what does that mean? That means that you get the properties and the compute power of a quantum computer distributed across every computer that wants to run this simulation, that can run the simulation, right? And so now we don't need to go give super cooled quantum computers to billions of people on the planet. You can just theoretically upload the simulation into your phone and run it. Upload, probably not your phone, right? But upload it onto your desktop and run it and have the power of a quantum computer in the infrastructure that is already existent in the world. And so what we're seeing is companies come on and use Dynex's network to enhance their production, right? Their production lines. Where could I enhance the loading of this aircraft so that it is more distributed with their weight? How can we race around a racetrack with better algorithms to make it so that we have 1/10 of a second of a better speed, a better time on our race than our competitor? Because when you're doing with those races, it comes down to 1/10 of a second sometimes. And so that actually makes a big impact. How can we do my supply chain management optimized 100%, right? So we're seeing companies come on and use the network. And so that hopefully explains it a little bit. Yeti can tell me where I was incorrect or correct. Again, I am not an engineer. And so that is the layman's term explanation of what's going on. Zaj just gifted 5 That Investor memberships. Let's go, Zaj. Let's go. Welcome in, Remy. Oh, I'm happy to have you here, Remy. Welcome in, Disclosure Crypto, Unknown Water, The Franchise, and The Royal We. Welcome in to those investors. Happy to have you guys here. And W's in the chat for Zaj. W's in the chat for Zaj. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We aren't a universal quantum chip. We are a Dynex QPU, a room temperature, based on the same algorithms that we use on Dynex. The technical term for this is flux qubits, or ODE. It is on our website. Yes, so go to their website, read up on it better. You'll have a better understanding of what's going on. Zach, that would require us to sell them. Hey Yeti, what would happen to token holders if Google or giant-like company were to purchase the company? Facts. This is a multi-trillion-dollar company, and so in my opinion, if Dynex, the actual company, was to sell part of the company or sell the entire company and get bought out, you're going to need a valuation on it that is comparable to what I think the team behind Dynex sees as the value proposition. I view this as a $1 trillion company. And so right now, obviously it's not. Right now, it's obviously not a $1 trillion company, but in 10 years, it very well could be a $1 trillion company. And so if you see a company come in and Google try and buy it for 100 million right now, or for $1 billion right now, why would you sell it to them right now for $1 billion when you can continue to develop the product and sell it to them in 10 years for $1 trillion, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what would happen to the token holders and everything, assuming it would just continue with the same model, but who knows? Imagine the news, NVIDIA to buy Dynex. What do you think would happen to the token price if that came out? Quantum virtual machines. Exactly. Virtual Lab by Quantum Flytrap offer a no-code online library where users can simulate quantum experiences in real time. Mimic is another platform that provides fast and accurate virtual quantum computing capabilities, allowing users to program and run complex quantum algorithms with millions of gates. That is a large claim. Millions of gates is crazy. Thanks for the membership. Just got an email. Bullish, unknown water. Let's go. Oh, Dawn's here. That means we can leave now. Bullish on Dawn being here. Welcome into the chat, Dawn. Welcome in. Things are looking good. Like I said at the beginning of the live stream, any update on Lake, and do you keep your prediction still over $1? Yes, I do, Landon. I do think Data Lake will go to over $1. I understand it has been bleeding and does not look like it's going to hit $1 anytime soon. I get that. I do. Trust me, my wallet be burning a little bit here. But this project is gorgeous. There's so many things going on for them. They are literally funded by the European Union. They have partnerships with the leading hospitals across Poland and entering into Europe. And they're making partnerships every single week, every single month. I do think that the stars are aligning in decentralized science to make it so that the price predictions I had on a lot of different companies within DeSci that looked absolutely outlandish, I do think those are going to come true. I do. We're at 7721. 7777 is one of my favorite numbers, so hopefully I get that screenshot. I'm trying to see, how do you search for something, right? You do like that, or is it at this investor? No, that's not going to come up with it. I thought it would just give me my stuff. The price predictions that I said, that I put out many months ago, which are going to take me way too long to search for. If one of you guys want to search for them, be my guest. But those price predictions were based, that was my bull case scenario for crypto and for DeSci, in which DeSci becomes a leading narrative within crypto, it becomes a leading sector within cryptocurrency, and where we see a full typical 4-year cycle in which those price targets that people have for Bitcoin upwards of 200,000, 250,000, if that happens and DeSci is able to capture roughly 2% of the total market share, the price predictions that I made in which Noble goes to $1, Data Lake goes to $1.40, Dynex goes to $100, HairDAO goes to $1,000 per coin. We see those price predictions that I made back months ago. I am standing ground on those very firmly. The stars look like they are aligning pretty beautifully for that to happen. The one thing I think we're missing is a mass educator in the space. That is where I come in. That is the role I'm trying to play, because we're getting a lot of eyes thanks to Bio Protocol, right? And their Binance investment and their Binance partnership and their Binance incubation and all this cool stuff that's happening for Bio, in which they're going to launch on Solana and have the incubation and the backing of Binance, in which the Bio Protocol's token is already worth like $3 billion and hasn't even launched yet. The stars are aligning. Eyes are coming for DeSci. People are paying attention. The only thing we need now is the funnel to be set up, in which the people who come into decentralized science can be mass educated rapidly, because there is a learning curve with DeSci. And that is where I come in. That is where you all come in. And that is where our DeSci guy, our Bill agent, comes in. That is the role that Bill Nye, the DeSci guy, is coming in to mass educate everyone on decentralized science and keep everyone up to date, because it is going to be the craziest run that you guys have ever seen, that we have ever seen. And Bill is the final piece to the puzzle. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully, this was worth investing into. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here with us today. It is Fitness Friday, so please take care of your body, take care of yourself. There's no point in making all this money if you're not going to actually be able to use any of it. So I will see you guys in Monday's live stream. We are hitting the ground running right now after these holidays. Let's go. Erectus DAO. I am bullish on Erectus DAO. I am. It is a very large total addressable market cap. Very large. They are going to be launching their token very soon. I am very bullish on Erectus. All right. Peace out.